Are we on? I think we are. It's 7:02. I'm late. I hate to be late, even 2 minutes late. I've preached about it in other videos, and I'm going against what I preached. You can click off now if you want because of my tardiness. But please don't. Stay. Um, Thanks to everyone who's watching the videos and the live streams and commenting. And, I say it every week, but I really do appreciate everyone that's part of the channel. I love getting on here to talk. I love doing the videos. I love sharing what I know. I love sharing what other people have shared with me. It's the internet and YouTube's a beautiful place to do that now. Back when I was young, you had to be a second engineer at a studio or a runner or beg people to go to sessions or beg people to watch them mix and tell them you'd pour their coffee and go get their sandwiches. And not that there's anything wrong with that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's so nice to have great information available on the internet. Sorry, I'm closing something out here. Hey, Don. Happy Wednesday to you. So let me get into it. I'm going to try to keep these a little bit shorter too. Some of my live streams, I feel like I'm going too long, and I want to get these to the point and not waste your time. And I want to talk about the subject and get out, answer some questions and get out. But man, I hate this subject this week, setbacks or failing upward, because it sucks. It hurts. Things hurt in your career to go through. Setbacks, disappointments, financial disappointments, disappointments with artists, labels, projects, disappointments in yourself with the way your track sounds and mixing, and God, everybody else sounds amazing and I suck and all that stuff. It's tough. But I want to talk about setbacks this week because I've had a lot. I've had a lot of disappointment. I've had a lot of setbacks. That's life. That's music. And I'm getting better at learning from those setbacks, and I'm going to go through a few of those things. The first set of setbacks I want to talk about are from outside sources. From, like I said, artists, A&R people, labels, where things didn't go right and it's more of a mess than it should have been. And these type of setbacks, if you haven't had them yet, you will, and you'll have a lot of them. And the things that I try to look from now is, when I look at those, I try to look at it and go, what did I do wrong? Which is usually nothing. No. What did I do wrong? Is it the people? Is it this person that I may have had an intuition about to begin with, that this could be trouble? Or that our personalities clashed? Or that our way of looking at music and songs and production may not have lined up, but I thought that I could make it work, and it didn't. It was good money, so I thought, oh, this is cool. We'll work it out. It's cool. I know how to get along with people, and I listen to all kinds of music, and I know how I can make this work. Staying positive and really trying to be a team player and really give this artist what they want, but kind of having an intuition at the beginning, like, God, I don't know if this is right. I've learned now to trust those intuitions before I say yes. Because usually those intuitions are right and the music or the artist isn't the right person for you. Someone else is right for them and someone else is right for you. So I've really tried to take a look at the people that I'm working with and see if it's something that looks compatible. Other things, what did I do wrong? Did I stick up for too many ideas that I thought were the right way when I should have been more give and take. And it caused a setback because I was being difficult. Or my experience tells me this. Um, See those platinum records on my wall? They're telling me that this sounds great. There's actually a famous mixer that has said that in his mixes, which I think is hilarious. And I look up to this mixer big time. So I'm not dogging anybody. It's their kind of humorous way of saying, I got this. I know how this goes. But did I communicate about my payment? I always get half up front. I always get half later. Did I communicate about that in the proper way? Did I communicate about the points in a proper way? The points that I get from my production. Did I communicate every day or two back to them and go, hey, look, just checking in, seeing how things, and just letting you know that this is what I'm doing today. You know, should have a mix in a couple days, or the vocals sound great, or just if they're not around and I'm working on their project, letting them know that, man, I'm in it. I've got this. We've got this. It's sounding great. Or, hey, this is cool, but maybe we should redo a couple lines. Or was my communication good? That is a huge thing in any relationship, especially with artists. Artists are fragile when they're handing their career to you and saying, make this sound great, make me sound great, make me sound the way that I want to sound. So those are some lessons I've learned along the way to be a better communicator, to be a better listener. I know I've talked about these things before, but these Wednesday night chats that we're having on here, these streams, they turn out to be more of a, I don't really show plugins and stuff like that as much as I do on my my normal videos on my channel. But this part of music is every bit, if not more important than what I'm using on my kick drum or the latest greatest delay or my vocal chain or whatever. Because if you don't get this part right, you're going to get less and less of that part, and you're going to be out of work. I know some musicians in town here in Nashville that can be difficult. They play circles around other people that play their instrument. They have perfect pitch, but they don't listen, and they don't play what the producer wants. They play what they want, and they don't get called as much, which sucks for them because they've got the talent, more than enough talent to do it. So I'm trying to not be one of those people, and I'm getting better at it. I've made mistakes, but I've learned from those mistakes. The other self-induced setbacks I want to talk about, the other set of setbacks, which I think every one of us needs, and we need time and time again. To give you an example, I was talking to a guitar player this weekend that said that he had always struggled with his double picking, where you're picking every note quickly. He said, man, I practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it. It just doesn't come as easily as so many other things in my playing that I've worked on. And he said, I watched a video on YouTube where he said, I felt like this guitar player gave away the keys to the kingdom. He said, a lot of these guys that double pick super fast, they hold the pick this way instead of this way. So he tried it, and he said, this is amazing. Like, I get how this works now. I've been holding it this way and compensating because of the angle of the pick on so many things, and now I hold it this way. I'm already seeing that this is going to give me a lot of progress. But He said, in holding it the new way, it messed up a lot of my other playing, my strumming, some other stuff. I can't remember all he said. He said, I knew that I had to take that step to get to the next level of my playing. But for 2 months, if my level of playing was here, for 2 months, taking this next step, my playing dropped to here. For 2 months. But I knew that when I got this new concept right and this new way to hold the pick, my playing would rise to here and continue to rise. Much like a batting coach in baseball. I mean, it could be someone hitting 285 in the major leagues, but if they get with a great batter's coach that can see their swing, to see the way they're shifting their weight, to see how their stance is, where they are in the batter's box, the way that they're looking at the pitcher, the way that the ball coming off their hands, all that stuff. A great hitter will listen to one of those coaches to become a better hitter, even though if he's in a bit of a slump, until those new techniques feel like home to him. A way this happened to me was I've done a video on bus mixing. I used to have all my channels in the mixer, and all of those channels went to the stereo bus, and I had lots of compression and lots of different things on my stereo bus to get it pumping and slamming and in your face and all that. And I talked to several different big mixers, and they were like, yeah, that's cool, man, but you're going to be a better mixer if you do a lot of that hard compression and a lot of those cut EQs and some of that limiting and all that on your individual channels, and then take all those channels and bust those into different channels. Like take all of your drums with all that hard compression and all that stuff, bust that to a stereo mix of drums. Do the same thing with the guitars. All your hard compression, all your cuts, all your EQ, all your surgical EQ, bust that to a stereo pair for your guitars, keyboards, background vocals, and all that. Then, with all of that compression and EQ on those individual channels going into buses, it's a lot easier to mix 200 channels or 250 channels. It's a lot easier to mix 10 channels when it comes to that. Look at my bus mixing video. It has me like on the front and a bus behind me. So I therefore had to use less compression, less limiting, less of that type of stuff on my master bus, and my mixes got bigger and way more low end and way punchier, and it changed everything that I did. It changed the way things sounded. Now, for a while, it did not sound that way because I didn't have I had the concept in my head, but I couldn't find that place. I couldn't find a way to balance everything out and make it to how it used to sound, which used to sound really good. My mixes were great, and I was working for a lot of people, but taking this time out to change things up and to rework things, my mixes didn't sound as good until I took a month or two trying that route, and then all of a sudden they sounded way, way better. Now, during the time that I was working on this new technique and trying to work things out for clients, I still mixed the old way because I knew I owe them my best mix. My best mix wasn't with these new techniques. It was with the way I used to do things. So I would mix my old way in the day to be true to my clients, to make sure they were happy. And at night, I would take the same song and reroute everything into these bus channels and overcompress things in the channels themselves, like I was talking about, and less stuff on my master bus. I would practice. And it took a while before there were times I thought this is just not it's not for me. I mean, I'm not getting this. What am I missing? But I stuck with it at night, practicing on my own time, and after a while, it started getting closer and closer to, oh, I can see progress. Oh, this is really great. And then my mixes totally surpassed my old mixes. And I could I would A-B my new mix of the song to the mix of the song that I did the old way with more of my master bus. I was killing it, way better. So don't be afraid to keep your workflow the same, but practice off the clock so you can develop your own skills, but you're not developing them to hurt a mix that you're doing for a client. So, same, and this could go for anything. This could go for drums. Like, I know there's a famous studio drummer, John J.R. Robinson. He's played on everything. He's one of my favorite studio drummers. His drum teacher told him to play heel down. Instead, most drummers play their kick pedal like this. His teacher said, play heel down. You'll have more control, blah, 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 blah. And it took him a long time to feel that comfortable playing that way. Now he wouldn't change it for anything. Could be the way you hold your sticks. For a bass player, it might mean that, there's a lot of popping coming back in pop music now. Take the time to be a bad popper. Take the time to work through being bad and watching videos and working on that. And all of a sudden, your popping skills could be at your bass level, and then you've got a whole new repertoire to what you do. So both of these kind of setbacks are a positive thing. They're both frustrating. They both take time. They both take perseverance. They both take believing that what you're going to do is going to make you better in the long run. So I felt like I needed to get that out. I heard that this weekend from him, the guitar player, and I looked at my own life and have seen some things in my career that that I'm constantly doing, trying to get better. I remember, stopping auto-tune. It took me a while to get my vocals to sound as good in Melodyne. Little things like that. Even trying new plugins that are new, that you feel like that's going to beat my workflow if I can bring that plugin to my workflow and know how to use it properly. So that's it. I want to keep it a little shorter this week, but I really thought that if you're driving in your car tomorrow or you're waking up having your coffee, think about the setbacks in your career, in your life, in your personal workflow, and think about the positive in those and make yourself a better producer, mixer, person, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, let me go to the list here of hellos and questions. Ask any question about that or anything else, and let me see what we got. Drew Repton, I look forward to this in the Thursday video every week. Cheers and good vibes to all. Cheers and good vibes from all of us to you too, Drew. And I'm glad you look forward to the Thursday videos. I got a good one coming out tomorrow, and I always look forward to getting them out and spreading the good news. Ken McCaw, time well spent. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. David Hyman, good morning, Bobby and all. David, man, where are you that it's good morning? Because it's 7:22 here. But good morning to you. Have a cup of coffee for me. Don Nathan, identifying whether an artist is in the need of a producer or a mixer or an engineer can be difficult. They often legitimately know themselves. Challenging. I would say if it's challenging, if they don't know that they need it, if they don't know that they need you, they're not someone you want to pursue. I usually try to pursue people that know what they want, and I talk to them about what I do and how I look at things and how I see music, and listen to them and see how they do and see if that's a good marriage. Todd Scott, sounds like a marriage. Yes, all communication, all of this, it's like a marriage, it's like a friendship, and it's our career. Tim E, hit the like button, peeps. Thanks, Tim. Yeah, hit the like button. I dare you. Greg Harvey, hey, how's it going, Greg? Hope you're well, man. Tim E, Bobby talking baseball. I thought it was Aubrey Buff for a minute. Aubrey Huff. I guess there's an Aubrey Huff in baseball that I don't know. So you caught me on that. I didn't know. Danny Gable, hello all. Mike, Will Meyer, what's up? Todd Scott, I take a lot of time and rework things every morning. Yeah, well, that's what it takes. You know, we're all trying to push and trying to get better. And that's a good thing. Not always an easy thing, but a good thing. Ant Call. Hey, Dr. Bob. So glad I caught this. Good to see you on here, Ant. David Heyman, thanks for sharing these pearls of wisdom. No good having all the skills, but no one wants to work with you. Totally, 100%. If you're difficult, they won't call back. And word gets around. Word gets around the world. Trust me. The music business is small. And we're lucky to do what we do. And you might as well keep it as friendly and real and kind. Along with honest conversations, healthy disagreements. But, keep it real. Oh, David, Australia. Love my coffee, Bob. Will do. I love Australia. As I've said before, I spent about 10 days there in a row, and it was fantastic. Played Rod Laver Auditorium Arena, where they do the Australia Open, where they have the tennis Australia Open. Played a big place in Sydney. Played some other places too. My memory's not serving me well tonight. But anyway, thank you all for coming on here and hanging. Check out my store. My store and the Doctor's Lounge is there's links to that stuff in right below every video. And new video coming out tomorrow. And what else? What else do I have? I think that's it. But thanks for everyone hanging out. There's links to the Dr. Bob's Killer Kit, Dr. Bob's Sizzle and Cymbals. Used them in 2 songs today. There's links to those in all the videos as well. So I'm gonna bolt. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow on Thursday in a new video. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.